بسم الله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته, and welcome to another session of our interactive Arabic revision. Alhamdulillah, we are on week number 7, subhanallah, out of our 12-week program. So we are coming close to the end soon, inshallah. And I hope you have been finding these sessions quite beneficial. Inshallah, today might be a bit intensive. Let's see how it goes. So I hope you guys are excited, ready to learn. You are awake, depending on wherever you are in the planet. Maybe you have some coffee to drink, or if, it's late at night, I don't know. Just excite yourself so that we can, get the right intentions. We can prepare ourselves mentally, emotionally, and physically as well. If you need a place to, if you need a cup of coffee or tea or anything, make sure you have that. Make sure you also have a pen and paper to write or somewhere to write for our exercise. You're familiar with what we've been doing so far, so no need to talk about all that. Anyway, so you know how it goes. So just tell me. I hope you guys are excited to learn and ready to learn. So just set your intentions right and let's begin. Okay. So today I want you guys to tell me in the chat one type of maf'ul. Excited, alhamdulillah. Yay. Good, 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 good. Yeah, we like being excited so that we can be ready to learn, inshallah. Alhamdulillah, ready. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay. Now tell me, guys. One type of maf'ul. There are quite a number, but only few, so not so many. So what kind of maf'ul do you know or do you remember? Maf'ul lahu. Eh, maf'ul lahu, yes. Also called maf'ul fihi, maf'ul mutlaq, maf'ul bihi. Yes, beautiful. A lot and feeling blessed. Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah, tahira. مفعول به, yes, beautiful. So we have مفعول به, مفعول فيه, مفعول مطلق, مفعول له. Are we missing any other one? مفعول معه, okay. مفعول فيه, مطلق له. حال, okay. Yeah, we can say حال. I think we covered quite a bit, okay, based on how we discovered. مفعول لأجله, which is also called مفعول له. So مفعول له, مفعول لأجله, same name. All right, fantastic. Yeah, so those are the mafa'il, right? Those are the mafa'il. Okay, maf'ulain basically just means two mafa'il, two maf'ul bihis basically, or two maf'uls. So when you have two maf'uls, that's a dual form of it, right? Yeah, so those are the ones. مفعول لأجله, مفعول به, مفعول مطلق, مفعول معه, مفعول فيه. Those are the ones. Okay, fantastic. So we already covered مفعول به in quite some details, and we talked about it a little bit. Today we might cover a different kind of مفعول, and we're also going to talk a little bit about تمييز. So I asked you to read ahead about تمييز. It's not really a very difficult topic. تمييز is a very straightforward topic, inshallah. We won't cover much of that, but we're going to focus more on one type of مفعول, which is not really covered a lot in Bayna, inshallah, or it's not covered in detail. It's mentioned, but not really covered in details. Inshallah, we'll get to look at that. Okay, so let's begin. This is the ayah that we're going to talk about today. Okay, so ayah number 7 of Surah Al-Kahf. إنا جعلنا ما على الأرض زينة لها لنبلوهم أيهم أحسن عملا. We have indeed made whatever is on earth as an adornment for it in order to test which of them is best in deeds. Okay, so you know the drill. I'm going to break you guys up into different groups, and then inshallah you're just gonna try and identify whatever you can spot in the ayah, and then you can come back and you will tell me what you see. Okay, so get your pens ready, open the ayah. If you're using another app, you can open. If you have your mushaf ready, open the ayah. Make sure you are ready to do this. I'm gonna create 3 breakout rooms. Is good enough, 4 to 5 participants. Okay, and then I'm gonna give you 4 minutes, as we've been doing, I think is good enough. 4 minutes has been okay. All right, so I'm gonna open the rooms right now. Please make sure you join whatever room you have been assigned to. Click the join button. Let me see you joining. Okay, good. You're joining. Fantastic. Let's join the rooms. Okay. All right. So everybody has joined. Alhamdulillah. For those of you who are watching the recording, we're gonna just uh, either you can forward this to the point where we come back and discuss, or you can just sit with me in silence as you do the exercise on your own as well, right? Okay, so we have 30 seconds to go. Some people have started joining back. Welcome back. Let's just wait for everybody else to return, and then we can begin the discussions, inshallah. All right, people should be getting back now. Okay, let's wait for everybody to get back. Okay, I think everybody's back now. Alhamdulillah. Okay, so tell me, what did you guys observe? What did you guys see? Anybody who wants to go first, please unmute yourself.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Yeah, wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
Inna is this is a jumla ismiya. So inna is the mubtada and harf of nasb, and then ja'alna is the fail and file with nahnu, and ma is isme mawsool, and the sila is ala lardi zinatan, and ala lardi is jar majroor, so it is mbf, and zinatan is tamyiz, and laha is jar majroor. I'm not sure about laha. We were not sure about laha. And li is tawqeed, or I'm not sure what's it called. Lam tawqeed. And
like it's nasab, like it's light
Lam ta'leel.
Ta'leel, yes.
And nabluhum is muzare, and with nahnu, and hum is maful fi, and ayyuhum, it is like the chair of home, but I'm not sure what is it called. And hasanu is comparative, and amalan is again tamyiz.
Okay, so a couple of things. Yeah, that was good. That was good. Good attempt. So you said على الأرض is MBF متعلق بالفعل, but you also said ما is ما موصولة. So على الأرض would be متعلق to the صلة الموصول. So ما, then there's a صلة الموصول that is محذوف in this case, and this على الأرض is متعلق to, like basically just look at it as ما هو على الأرض. So the huwa is not mentioned because it's understood. The thing that is on the earth. I don't have to say again that thing that the thing that is on the earth. I don't have to repeat it. So I don't have to say ما هو على الأرض. I can just say ما على الأرض. So this على الأرض would be متعلق to the صلة الموصول that is محذوف here. Okay. The other thing about zina, anybody else had a different idea what zinatan can be?
That's tamyiz.
Tamiz? It's not a tamiz in this case.
Oh, sorry, I went at the maful bihi too. Ja'alna fail has two maful, so maful bihi too.
Yes. So what's the first maf'ul bihi of ja'alna?
Isme mawsul with the sila.
Yeah, so it would be the maf'ul bihi number 1 of ja'alna, and zinatan would be the maf'ul bihi number 2. Okay, good. You mentioned laha, you were not sure what laha is. Anybody knows what laha could be here?
متعلق بالنبلو
Or
مقدم
zinatan
ممكن.
laha, so it's going to be muta'alliq to zina.
Okay.
Right? Or it could be like
A
hal
sifa
of
of
zina.
zina.
Or sorry, yeah, sifa of
Sifa.
zina, sorry. Yeah, sifa. Because zina is nakira. Yes.
Nakira
So either
after nakira
muta'alliq
jar
or sifa. Good. Li, of course, here li, we agreed that it's lam al-ta'lil, and there's an that is hidden here. I think we mentioned this concept before. So you have, whenever you have the lam of that makes mudari' mansub, what is actually assumed is that there's a hidden an. So it's supposed to be li an nabluwa. Okay, so the an is the one that is actually making mansub, and it is mudmar. It is assumed to be here. So this is lam at-ta'lil, right? And then ayyuhum. Anybody has an idea what's happening with ayyuhum? What is
اسم
this?
استفهام.
Istifham.
Istifham, exactly. And what is it in this case?
مبتدا.
Mubtada. So this is a new sentence, right? So this is a new sentence. You can see there's a dhamma on it. This is ayyuhum ism istifham mubtada. And then of course ayyu is what the ism istifham, and then the hum is the attached pronoun mudaf ilayhi. And then ahsanu is what is that? Or what would it
Khabar,
be?
and it is like a ismu tafzil khabariya.
So this is the khabar, and it is an ism tafdil, like akbaru, ahsanu, asgharu, and so on and so forth. And it is the khabar of ayyuhum. And of course, amalan, like you correctly said, it is the tamyiz of ahsanu. Right? Clear? Is the Arab clear? Okay.
Yeah, can you tell me the lam tahleel? What does that mean? Is it the light like and then decay?
Yes, lam of likay. Lam kay is called lam ta'lil. That's the one. Yeah, because it gives
and
the reason why.
Light and lam tahleel the same meaning?
Yes, in bayina we call it light.
Yeah, okay.
Light harf. But in Arabic terminology, we call it lam ta'lil.
Yeah, okay. And Ayuha is also mudaf ilayh.
Yes, ayyuhum mudaf ilayh. Yes. Yeah. Any other questions on that?
No. Ayyuhum is the only ism istifham that is a mu'arab. The remaining all ism istifham are mabni. They not change their i'rab.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. That's a good revision there. We talked about asma'ul istifham briefly, and we said that majority, or like all of them, are mu'arab. What does that mean? It means that they are, sorry, all of them are mabni. What that means is that the ending does not change. For example, if we say mata, it's always going to be mata. There's no matayu, matayi. There's nothing like that. It's just mata. If you say man, it's always going to be man. There's no manu, mani, mana. There's nothing like that. It's just going to be man. But ayyu is the only ism istifham that can take a dhamma, kasra, fatha, ayyu, ayya, ayyi. Right? So that's, yeah, good revision there. Okay. Fantastic. We have quite a bit.
Question
Go ahead.
Ahsanu is comparative word, and it is superlative when it is mudaf or it has a null on it.
Yes. Good revision there as well. Good reminder. So in Arabic, in English, we have comparative is a separate, so greater, and then you have superlative, greatest. So in English, it's separate. But in Arabic, it's the same word, but you just either add al on it, then it becomes superlative, or you make it mudaf to something that is proper, then it becomes superlative. Ahsanul alimin.
Question is like amalan, that's nasab, right?
Yes.
So like why
It's
are
no
we
mudaf ilayh.
translating it? Okay.
It's no mudaf ilayh. We've already covered that amalan is tamyiz. So whenever you see something that is nasab, you have to ask yourself, why is it nasab? Remember, the default of any word in Arabic is supposed to be marfu'. The default supposed to be marfu'. Either a dhamma or it has to be marfu'. So whenever it is mansub, we have to ask, why is it mansub? Like just we did here, we said linabluwahum. Why is it mansub? Because there's an that is assumed here. The same thing with amalan, it's mansub. We have to ask, why is it mansub? So this is a tamyiz. Whenever you see mansub or majroor, for example, al-ardi, why is it majroor? Because of ala harf jar. Oh, okay, makes sense. Zinatan, why is it mansub? Because it's maf'ul bihi number 2 of ja'alna. Okay. But you notice we didn't ask, why is it ayyuhum, why is it marfu'? Because this is the default, right? This is the default. Of course, it's a mubtada here, but we don't really ask, why is it marfu'? We ask why mansub, we ask why majroor, because there are several reasons why something can be mansub, several reasons why something can be majroor. Okay?
So
Usually they say that after ism tafzil, if you see any mansub ism, that is going to be tamiz.
Most likely, yes. Most likely, yes.
And
how would you know it's
like
tamiz?
Okay, so there's one question, how do we know it's tamiz? And then there's another question, go ahead. So we see what we have here.
With regards to the comparative word, like where the translation says the best, which is like superlative. So like, does that happen with تمييز as well.
Yeah, so this is not the best translation, pun intended. So أحسن عملا better. أيهم أحسن better. Supposed to be better.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the
Okay.
translation. Okay, how do I know it's تمييز? We will talk about تمييز in a little bit, how to identify تمييز. تمييز is one of those words that come after the sentence. So you can see like it doesn't come, it's not part of the sentence structure. جملة اسمية is مبتدا خبر متعلق بالخبر. That's your basic sentence structure of a جملة اسمية, right? So whenever you have the sentence structure is complete, مبتدا خبر is complete, then you have something extra. That could be either a تمييز or something else. Or you have a جملة فعلية made up of a فاعل and a فاعل, a complete sentence. Then you have something that is منصوب, that could be a تمييز. So that's number one. Number two is going to be, it won't have al on it. So it's going to be common. It's going to be nasab. And it's going to come after an ambiguous word. So if I just said, أيهم أحسن, which one of them is better? What do you mean better? In terms of what? As in, better in strength, better in knowledge, better in actions, better in what? In patience, better in what? Right? So it's ambiguous. We don't know better in what. Okay. So that's how you know it's تمييز. Again, I'm gonna cover this. So let's just go into it.
And أحسن is we can say the خبر.
Yes.
أيهم
أيهم مبتدأ
مبتدأ.
أحسن خبر.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. All right, so these are the concepts we're going to try and cover today. So the first one, لام التعليل, we've already mentioned a little bit about that. And there's really not much to say about it. So we know it in Bayna as lam kay, lam likay. So that lam of light, huruf nasiba, right? So that's how we understand it. That's lam at-ta'lil. And of course, it gives the reason why something is happening, okay? So it tells you why. This is the reason. And it comes with فعل مضارع منصوب. That's لام التعليل. The other thing we're going to learn is مفعول لأجله مفعول له. Now, of course, I know you're wondering, we didn't say anything about مفعول لأجله مفعول له here. So why are we going to cover this? That's probably a question in your mind. I'm going to tell you why. And then, of course, اسم تفضيل. We've covered اسم تفضيل, so superlative. I'm not going to mention more about لام التعليل and اسم تفضيل because we've already covered لام التعليل. That's familiar. اسم تفضيل, basically superlative, comparative. And we've already mentioned that when it is comparative, it doesn't have al on it. But when it is superlative, so best, greatest, this idea, then it will have al on it. Al-akbar, al-asghar, right? So that would be greatest, smallest. But if it's just comparative, smaller, then it would be asghar, without the al or without the mudaf ilayhi that is proper. Okay, so that is ism tafdil, basically. That pattern, af'alu. Either al-af'al, which is afdalu tafdil, the superlative form, or afdalu, af'alu, sorry, which is the comparative form. Okay, so those two, we can consider them done. And then we have tamyiz, which we're going to talk about a bit more. And then we have the two meanings of جعلنا, which for those of you who were there last week in our extended session, we mentioned something about جعلنا. So it's coming again today, inshallah. All right. So let's talk about, why am I going to cover مفعول لأجله, or others call it مفعول له? Why are we going to talk about that? Because if you open i'rab books, you will notice that some grammarians have said that this زينة is a مفعول لأجله. Okay, so they have done the i'rab of زينة as مفعول لأجله. Why?
What's meaning مفعول لأجله? Which مفعول is this?
You're familiar with the مفاعيل? You are familiar with مفعول له?
Yeah.
مفعول له, you know?
Yeah, مفعول
So it's the
له
same.
I know مفعول هاي.
مفعول لأجله,
Okay.
مفعول له, same. That's why I put
Yeah.
a thing here. It's the same thing.
Cousin, but I know I didn't hard to say. Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't cover this in details. We just mentioned it. So today, inshallah, we're going to
Mm.
cover it in a bit of detail so that you can be able to understand what is a maf'ul lahu, what is a maf'ul bihi, the difference between the two, and so on and so forth.
Mm.
Right? So some grammarians have said that zinatan is a maf'ul لأجله. We did the i'rab and we said this one is a maf'ul bihi, ثاني of جعلنا. Okay? But you would see that in some i'rab books, they would consider this مفعول لأجله. That's one way. And of course, once we cover the meaning of جعلنا, we can also see that zinatan can also be hal. So zinatan is a tricky word here. Can be three things. Can either be مفعول به number 2 of جعلنا. It can be hal of جعلنا. It can be, or rather the pronoun in جعلنا, the صاحب الحال. Or it can be مفعول له. Okay. All right. So let's talk about
So why
مفعول.
can't it be tamyiz? Sorry. Why
Why
can't it be
can't?
tamyiz? Because it's
Because
nakra, it is mansoob and
okay. So the
it
most important thing
does
about
not complete
tamyiz.
the sentence.
What is the most important thing about tamyiz? Is that it comes
That
after
the
what?
sentence. All right.
It
Comes after what?
comes after common.
No. It comes after an ambiguous word. That is the
Okay.
most important thing about tamyiz. It has to come to specify something. What does mayyaza yumayyizu tamyiz mean? It means to distinguish, to specify. So it is coming to specify something. Something is ambiguous, something is unknown. Right? We might as well start with discussing tamyiz. Okay. Let's just go into it and discuss this. So let's start with tamyiz. Okay, so we've said tamyiz is nakira and it is also mansub. And the most important thing is that it comes after an ambiguous or unknown word. Let me go down. Word. This is the most important thing about tamyiz because there are so many things that could be nakira and mansub, right? A hal is nakira and mansub. A sifa could be nakira and mansub. Maf'ul bihi could be nakira and mansub. So many things could be nakira and mansub, right? But the most important thing about a tamyiz is that it comes after a word that is unknown, right? We don't know what we are trying to specify. So its purpose is to specify an ambiguous word or an unknown word. Like, for example, if I said, I am taller. Okay, no, that's not the best example. Let's go with the same word. I am better. If I just said, I am better, like, am I better in everything? No, the question is, let's make it even, I am better than you. I am better than you in terms of what? I can't just say I am better than you. I am better than you in, I don't know, patience.
In cooking?
In cooking, yes, let's make it, yeah. I don't want to praise myself or anything. I'm better than you in cooking. I'm really not, but okay. I am better than you in cooking. So now I have specified, I have layaztu. I have specified the thing that I am better than you. In this particular field, I am better than you. This is what we call tamyiz, right? In what sense are you this verb? In what sense are you better? In what sense are you stronger? In what sense are you more than me in cooking? You understand? Let's look at another example. If I said, I am bigger than you. I am bigger than you. I mean, most of us, our minds would go in size, but maybe that's not what I meant. Maybe I am bigger than you in generosity. How about that? Right? Or I am bigger than you in something else. So you notice how I'm translating in something, right? So this is what we call tamiz. So tamiz can be translated using in. We can also translate it in terms of. So in generosity or in terms of generosity or generosity-wise. I mean, that's a bit of a long verb, but this is how we translate tamiz, right? In terms of this, or this, you know, in English we have these words that come with wise, lengthwise, what else? Size-wise, or I don't know, things like that, right? So this is how you translate tamiz. Is tamiz a little bit clear now? For those of you who are like, how do I know it's a tamiz? Yeah?
One question that I have is like, for example, like I think the examples that we used here are comparative. One
Mhm.
question is like, would it be applicable to like, I read 20 books,
Right.
something like that,
Yes. So
where
again,
like books would be the tamiz.
so this is one area of tamiz, okay? But again, remember, tamiz comes after what? An unknown ambiguous word, okay? So if I just said, I read 20, you read 20 what? 20 articles, 20 magazines, 20 comic books, 20 stories, what? Then I say 20 books, and you're like, ah. So what happened? When you use numbers from 11 to 10, so let me put, so the categories, whenever you have 11 plus, we normally categorize these ones as tamiz. Yeah. So whatever the number that comes after 11 plus is going to be, we're going to call it tamiz. And even before that, they actually call tamiz, but they're not just behaving as tamiz. But that's a separate discussion of when we're discussing numbers. Okay. So whenever you have a word that is nakira and it's mansub and comes after numbers 11 plus, we're going to call it tamiz. Why? Because when I just said I read 20, it's ambiguous. It's unknown. 20 what? I read 50. 50 what? I read 23. 23 what? Or I ate 26. 26 what? It's ambiguous. It's not known, right? So you bring a tamiz to specify what it is that you actually did, what it is that you read. So that's category number 2, you can say. So category number 1 is isim tafdil, right? So what we are saying is that these unknown words can be isim tafdil, right? It can be numbers 2, 11 and above. It can be measurements. For example, if I said, I bought a liter. You bought a liter of what? Milk, honey, oil. A liter of what? Water, right? Then I say milk. You're like, okay. So this milk came to specify what liter meant. You know, when you just say I bought a liter of what? It's ambiguous. It's not known. So you bring the milk to specify either it's milk or it's water and so on and so forth, right? So these are some of the categories of tamiz. And of course, it can come after ambiguous verbs as well. So I wasn't hoping to go into so much details of tamiz here because I assumed you guys did some research, but alhamdulillah. So ambiguous words like, for example, filled, mala'a, or increased, zada. So mala'a, zada. These are ambiguous. If I just said, I filled the cup, you filled it with what? So you can see it's ambiguous. It's not specific. So if I said, I filled the cup, you fill the cup with what? In terms of what? Right? Then I say, I filled the cup in milk or in honey. Let's use something else. Now in honey, this one becomes my tamyiz because it's specifying exactly what you filled the cup with, right? Okay, is tamyiz now a little bit
There
clearer?
is one section दिया है, I guess. فلما
Sorry?
لقيت رؤبة رؤبة the terror would that be tamyiz?
I can barely hear you. Don't know if it's just me.
Like in Surah Kahf,
Uh-huh.
when it is described, if you were to see them, the people of the Ashab al-Kahf would be filled with terror, something like that. The Ru'ba word would be tamyiz as well.
The what word?
رؤبة ولملئت منهم
Yes,
رؤبا.
exactly, رعبة. So you see now that one would be tamyiz. Yeah, we filled them with what? رعبة, fear, right? Yes, so that would be tamyiz. Clear? Any questions on tamyiz?
Yeah, Alhamdulillah, it is clear. You mean to say that the sentence we don't need for the sentence to be clear. It's one word that has to be clear. That comes before the tamyiz.
So the word that will come, so we're saying tamyiz is something that comes to specify something that is ambiguous, something that is unknown in the sentence. So if I just said I filled the cup, the sentence is complete. I have a fa'il, fi'il is complete. I have a maf'ul bihi, fine, everything is complete. But there's a question in my mind. You filled it with what? What did you put in the cup? There's something. You need to be specific. It could be a million of things that you put in the cup, right? But if I say honey, in honey, then now I have specified only one thing, not the millions of things that you could think of. Only one thing I've specified. Same thing with if I said I read 20. 20 could be 20 what? 20 could be so many different things. Like I said, 20 books, 20 magazines, 20 articles, 20 stories, 20 journals, 20 surahs, 20 what? Right? But then you bring in the books, and this book specifies specifically this is what I mean. Not all those other possibilities, just books or just stories. Yeah, clear?
So, start from
Mm-hmm. I can't hear you. Somebody is speaking, but I can't hear you. I'm sorry. Like, it's very faint. Unless you were not asking anything. Okay. Any other questions as far as tamyiz is concerned?
Yeah, Sister Ayah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, in the last example, you have written, I filled the cup in honey.
Mm-hmm.
So, do we have to use jar majroor for that?
So I see, yeah, this is could be the confusion between Arabic and English. So you see in English, okay, let me do this. Let's remove honey and then let's do this. Make it easier. Okay, now it's
Okay.
not jar majroor.
Yeah.
Yeah?
So that's an English problem, no?
Yeah, this is English problem. Yeah. This is
Okay.
not Arabic
Yeah.
problem.
Thank
Because in English,
Okay, thank
that's
you.
the best way of translating it as a jar majroor.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Because we don't normally use
So,
this structure very much in English, do we?
yeah.
Yeah. It's easier
And
to say in
so
terms of. Go
okay,
ahead.
in terms of, so it has to be nasab common.
Uh-huh.
That's all, no? One more thing is there, I think.
Singular, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
singular.
singular. Yeah. Okay.
And it has to come after an ambiguous word. That's the most important thing. Because there are so many things that are singular, nasab, and common. So many things.
Yeah.
But what makes tamyiz is because it's coming to specify something that is ambiguous, something that is unknown, something that leaves a question in our minds. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Any other questions on Tamiz before we move on? Somebody saying-
Assalamualaikum.
Walaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.
Sorry, can I ask a question?
Yeah, go ahead.
The ayat Al-Fajr, ayat number 2, Surah Al-Fajr, ayat number 2. Is there any tamiz in there?
Ayah number 2 of Surah Al-Fajr?
Yeah,
No.
I'm just trying to understand tamiz there. So, like for
وَالْفَجْرِ
example,
وَلَيَالٍ عَشْرٍ.
yeah, like the 10 nights. Is there any? Because the question is what 10 nights, right? Is there
No,
a
no, no, no.
tamiz element in
If
there?
I just said 10 nights, there's no question. 10 nights.
But if I want to know which 10 nights,
And now that's a different question now.
oh,
If I
there's
just
no
said
tamiz
10,
involved there?
if I just said 10, probably you'd be wondering 10 what? But then of course now 10, remember what I said, 11 plus. I didn't say 10. I said 11 plus. Because 10 is mawsuf sifa. Layalin ashrin. So you can see they match 4 properties. Mawsuf sifa. That's not tamyiz.
Okay, and the question on what 10 nights is another topic.
Yeah, that's a completely different, separate. Yeah,
Okay,
that's tafsir studies now.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Any questions on tamyiz? Okay. So let's move on to مفعول له مفعول لأجله. Again, why am I using both these terms? Because you will come across either one of these two. Yeah, they like to use مفعول لأجله. Sometimes you will see مفعول له, right? Both of them are referred to the same thing. Now, مفعول لأجله, what is it? It is a مفعول that answers the question, why? Why? Because we have مفعول به answers question what, who. مفعول لأجله answers question why. Okay. تمييز عينا. Probably I have to check ayah number 60. I don't know what. Yeah, probably. I don't know. Okay. So مفعول لأجله answers the question why. And for a مفعول لأجله to be a مفعول لأجله, it actually has conditions. And those conditions are 5 conditions. We can't just look at a word and ask, oh, is it answering why? Then this is a مفعول لأجله because it answers the question why. No. It has to fulfill 5 conditions. Okay? Condition number 1, it has to be a masdar. Absolutely has to be a masdar. It cannot be اسم فاعل, cannot be اسم مفعول, it cannot be صفة مشبهة, it must be masdar. Okay? That's a very important condition. It has to be masdar. Condition number 2, it has to show cause or reason, which is basically answer why. Okay? So it has to answer the question why. It has to show the reason, right? This is the reason for this thing that is happening. Okay? Condition number 3, it has to be something we call qalbiyan. What this means, basically, it has to be based off a feeling or a perception or something that happens in the mind, right? Action of the mind, if you will. Action of
Like
the
a
mind.
fear,
exactly. Fear, رعبا, خوفا, خشية, happiness. Exactly. So this is what we are talking about. It cannot be, for example, aklan, which is to eat. That is not something qalbiyan. Or it cannot be something that is physical, right? So something that is more that happens in the mind, like ikraman, out of respect, out of love, out of fear. Yeah, these kinds of actions is what we are talking about. So actions of the heart and mind. not actions of the limbs. It cannot be actions of the limbs. It has to be actions of the heart and mind. Very, very important rule here. Okay. And this is a rule that we'll come back to when we're discussing the ayah that we mentioned. The fourth condition is that it has the doer has to be the same. What do we mean by the doer has to be the same? The doer between what? The doer between the verb and the masdar has to be the same. Okay. This one I will explain in an example so that it can become clear. Don't worry about it. Okay. And the fifth one is that it has to be from different root letters. It has to be from different root letters than the verb. Okay. These are the 5 conditions. So let me give you an example so that we can show all these 5 conditions. So if I said, for example, هربت. Where's the ta? Allah musta'an. Where's the ta? Here. Okay. هربت خوفا. Simple question. هربت, I ran away. خوفا, why? Out of fear. Okay? Out of fear. So normally whenever we come to this, you notice we translate it as out of. That's the best translation that I could think of in terms of this مفعول لأجله. So why did I run away? خوفا, out of fear. So it answers the question why. Okay, condition number 2 fulfilled. Condition number 2 answers why. Yes. Is it a masdar? خوف, خاف يخاف خوف. It is a masdar. So condition number 1 fulfilled. It is a masdar. It is telling me why I did something. Why did I run away? Out of fear. So it is telling me why. Condition number 3, is it based on a feeling, perception, an action of the mind? Yes. خوف is an action of the mind. Is fear is an emotion, a feeling, right? So yes, condition number 3 fulfilled. The doer has to be the same. Okay, I am the one who ran away, and I am the one who is fearing, right? I am the one who is afraid, and I am the one who ran away. So you see, the doer is the same. The doer between harabtu, the one who's running away, and the one who's fearing is the same. That's what we mean by the doer has to be the same. Okay. So condition number 4 fulfilled. Perfect. Is it from different root letters than the verb? The verb is haraba. My مفعول لأجله, or what I think could be مفعول لأجله, is خاوف. So different root letters. So that means this one fulfills all the 5 conditions of مفعول لأجله, and therefore I can confidently say that خوفا is مفعول له, is مفعول لأجله, because it fulfills my 5 conditions, right? So that's what we mean by مفعول له or مفعول لأجله. If we are missing any one of these conditions, then it is not مفعول لأجله. It's not مفعول له.
To check number 4, the doer must be the same. The only way to check is number, right?
Yes. Yeah, number.
Okay.
Yeah, that would tell you.
So خوفا is the masdar?
خوفا is a masdar, yes.
Yeah.
So خاف يخاف was the masdar خوفا.
خوفا.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is the masdar. It fulfills condition number 1. So if I said, for example, خائفا, instead of خوفا, I said هربت خائفا. What is خائف? اسم مفعول. It's not a masdar. So how would I do the i'rab of خائفا? I won't say مفعول لأجله. I would say حال, because now it's describing how I ran away. Do you see the difference? Okay, so this one, هربت خوفا, I will translate it as I ran out of fear. So you see this out of. I honored him out of respect for him. I welcomed him out of respect, out of love, out of obedience, out of honor, out of fear, out of this idea of out of, that kind of gives us مفعول لأجله. But if I say هربت خائفا, I ran away, fearing. Different meaning, different translation. This one is describing how I ran away. This one is describing why I ran away. I ran away because of fear, out of fear. This one, I ran away fearing, in a state of fear. Okay? Please, I can explain for again. So so when I say harabtu, who is doing the action of running away? I am. I am running away. Harabtu ana. I am running away. Khawfan, I am also fearing. Right? So you can see that the dua is the same. I am fearing and I am running away. We are the same person. Right? It's not khaifin, مثلا. It's not them. Yeah? So that's the point about this. I hope that's clear. Clear? Do you understand what مفعول لأجله مفعول له is? So
How
basically
we
all
are
you have to
using
know. Go ahead.
the ayah zina as a مفعول لأجله.
It is not. Well, so we'll come to that. We'll come to that. But yeah, so these are the conditions that we are talking about. These are the conditions that you must know when it comes to مفعول لأجله. So let's go back to the ayah. Unless somebody has a question on that. So now we're talking about مفعول لأجله مفعول له. How is زينة مفعول له? And we've just said it has to be a masdar. Zina is a masdar. Good. Is it from a different root letter as جعلنا? Yes. Okay. Fine. 2 conditions fulfilled. Is it answering the question? Why? It could be. Fine. Okay, let's give it. It could be answering the question why. Is it the same dua? Maybe not. Maybe not. جعلنا نحن ما. Okay, so ما, so here zinatan is going back to ma, sorry. So ma is huwa, zinatan is huwa. We can say fine, okay, let's say it's the same dua. I mean, this 4th condition sometimes it's a bit flaky, who knows. But let's say okay, fine. But then there's one condition. Zina.
Qalbi. It's not matching with the qalbi.
Yeah, it's not qalbi. Zina is beauty. Zina means beauty. Is it really a fi'al qalbi? Or is it really like something that is a perception of the mind? Some people say yes, some people say no. So that's where the conversation comes in, right? So they say zina is not fi'al, is not from يعني the أفعال قلبية, and therefore this one cannot be مفعول له. Some say wait a second, we can say that it is from أفعال قلبية because beauty, you perceive beauty and whatnot. So maybe it is a perception. So maybe it is مفعول لأجله. So that's where the discussion comes. That's where the debate comes. So if you open some grammar books, they would say, oh, this is also مفعول لأجله. Some would say, no, it is not مفعول لأجله. Okay, and that's why we were discussing مفعول لأجله, because there's a possibility. That's where the issue comes in. Okay, with zina. Now let's talk about the last, the meanings of جعلنا, and then we can talk about zina as a hal. Okay, let's go back. So we have مفعول, meanings of جعلنا. So we have, oh, what am I writing? So we have several meanings of جعلنا, but we're going to cover only 2 meanings of جعلنا. One meaning is transformation, or to transform. And the second meaning is to create or make. right? The meaning of creation or making. So those are the two meanings of جعلنا that we're going to look at today. Now, when the meaning is transform, you transform something into something else, right? Then we're going to say that جعلنا is متعدي لمفعولين. It takes two مفعول بهs. We've already covered this idea of two مفعول بهs. So you see how each class kind of builds up on the next. So we are saying when جعلنا comes with the meaning of transforming, you're transforming something into something else. When it comes with that meaning, then it takes two مفعول بهs. It will have مفعول به number 1, مفعول به number 2. Or actually just not جعلنا, but let's just say جعل, because I don't want to confuse you. I don't want you to assume that always it has to be جعلنا. No, just جعل as a verb, right? جعل as a verb comes with two meanings. A, the meaning of transforming A to B. So A would be مفعول به number 1, B would be مفعول به number 2. Okay? So that idea of transforming. When it comes with the meaning of making or creating, then it takes a مفعول به and a حال. Okay? Remember we had these conversations when you were talking about the meanings of رأى, and we said رأى can also have two مفعول بهs if it has the meaning of seeing of the mind, and if it's a physical seeing, then it takes a مفعول به and a حال. This is a similar kind of discussion. So جعل can also behave in a similar way like رأى. Okay? If it has the meaning of transforming, and again I have to say this so many times because probably you're hearing this for the first time and you're wondering what's going on. Yeah? So if it has the meaning of transforming, you're changing something, transforming or changing. So you're changing something to another thing. This idea of changing, you're using جعل to mean change. Then it will have two مفعول بهs, the first one and the second one, right? But if you're using جعل in the idea of making something, creating something, forming something, then it takes a مفعول به, and the second thing would be a حال, would be considered a حال. Okay? Is that clear? That idea? And sometimes in an ayah, it is not clear. Sometimes it can be both. And when it can be both, then has more depth, more ways of looking at the ayah. Okay? So now let's go back to this ayah, for example. This ayah, إِنَّا جَعَلْنَا مَا عَلَى الْأَرْضِ. جَعَلْنَا مَا عَلَى الْأَرْضِ. Okay, so جَعَلَ here. We made whatever is in the earth. Can I translate it as we made, we created whatever is on the earth? I can do that. I can use جَعَلَ in the meaning of making and creation. If I use it in the meaning of making and creation, then ma is my مفعول به, and then zina would be how. How did I create it? How did I make it? As beauty. So this becomes hal. How did I make whatever is on the earth? I made it as beauty. Do you see? So that comes with the meaning of hal. But if I say ja'ala in the meaning of transforming or changed, then inna ja'alna ma 'ala al-ardi zina. In other words, whatever was on the earth was one form, and then Allah transformed it. Allah changed it into beauty. So now everywhere you look, you see beauty, because maybe it wasn't like this. I mean, if you hear about how planets come to be and there's a lot of explosion, there's a lot of chaos, and then maybe there was no life on it, and Allah transformed that death and lifelessness of the earth, and now it became beauty. So you see, both meanings can apply. It can either mean transforming whatever was on the earth into beauty, مفعول به number 1, مفعول به number 2, or it can mean we created, we made whatever was on the earth. How did we make it? Beauty. Hal. Okay? Is that clear? The two meanings of جعلنا or جعل. Did I overwhelm me so much with تمييز that your brains are just fired up?
زينة is hal.
Sorry?
زينة.
Yes.
We can say, yeah.
Yeah, we can look at it. Now we are seeing three possibilities. We've seen possibility number 1 as مفعول به ثاني, second مفعول به. We've seen the possibility as a حال when جعل comes with the meaning of creation or making. And we've also seen a slight, not so strong possibility of it being مفعول له. So جعل could be like a number of things here, right? And that's why learning grammar is important.
So zinatan is the hal for what?
ما على الأرض.
Else? Uh-huh.
Yeah.
No, yeah. If hal zul hal should be marifa, right? So
Yes.
it's for al-ard.
هو. ما هو على الأرض.
Wow.
Yeah. The
Okay.
thing that is on the earth, we made it how? We made it as beauty. If it's a hal. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Jazakallah.
Yeah, cool. Any other questions there?
Yeah, we can see as a hal, you can see also like مفعول له and then مفعول به ثاني.
Exactly.
All three
So what
ways.
I'm going to do, actually, I'm curious to know how translators translated this verse. Because, you know, translators, they have to choose one thing. This is number 7. So either they chose, see, as, this is hal, right? We made what is on the earth an adornment for it. This is maf'ul bihi. The earth adornment for it. This is maf'ul bihi. We have made that which is on the earth as an adornment. This is maf'ul. This is hal. We have adorned the earth with attractive things. Okay, this is just very different from what I was expecting. So we have adorned the earth with attractive things. I can't even like put, is this hal? Is it? I'm gonna say maf'ul bihi, this one, or maf'ul لأجله. No, not maf'ul لأجله. Maf'ul bihi, probably. I don't know. This translation is a bit throwing me off. Okay, it's a bit different. Anyway, we have made all that is on the earth an embellishment, maf'ul bihi. We are placed as an adornment, hal. That which is on the earth we have made, but as a glittering. Oh my God, this one is old English. I'm not even going to attempt, but probably it's a hal. So you can see most of them either doing hal or maf'ul bihi because those are stronger arguments. Maf'ul li'ajlihi is a bit, it's not so strong. And we have seen why. Because zina is not fi'al qalbiyah. So it does not really fulfill the 5 conditions. And that's why. Even though if you were to go to grammar books, like if you were to go to al-i'rab al-muyassar, for example, you would see that, where is it? لنبلوهم. Where's جعلنا? Where's زينة? خبر إنه. Oh, زينة. Yeah, so this one. زينة مفعول به ثانٍ, we've said that. أو حال, we've said that. إن كان جعل بمعنى خلقنا, we've covered that. أو مفعولا لأجله. So you would see that they would mention something like this in some i'rab books, not all i'rab books, but we've seen the argument for it is not very strong, right? Okay, I hope these concepts are clear. Can we move on, or is there another question?
Like in Surah Rahman, Ar-Rahmanu allama al-Qur'ana. Like allama, it needs 2 maf'ul bihi. But here is we have 1.
Yeah.
I think it is ambiguous. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Allah mentioned only 1.
So who he taught is not mentioned.
Yeah,
علمكم
but
القرآن, or علم الناس القرآن, or علم who did he teach the Quran is not mentioned, right? Yeah.
but here in this ayah, he didn't mention.
In this
Back
ayah?
to Mas Abdul Halim's translation. He used zina as the verb.
Yeah.
And a
Yeah,
hal.
he went a bit.
He used it as a verb and a hal. right?
Yeah, to be honest, this is something I probably need to. I don't understand what's happening here. It's a bit odd for me because جعلنا, he has used, instead of جعلنا, he has said adorned.
Yeah, because he used, I think, that zina.
Yeah, which is throwing me off because
I like
grammar-wise,
that throw you off, so that's okay.
yeah, I would really like to sit down with him and so that he can break down to me how he came to this translation because it's really throwing me off. Like I don't know what's happening. Yeah. Anyway, it's interesting. But I've noticed that he doesn't really do direct translations. Like he translates according to meaning, not according to
Yeah,
grammar.
and he brings it to contemporary language. So that's why
Yes.
I kind of like it, and I think that's why people find his translations quite, they relate to it more, I think, than the Shakespearean English, I suppose.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that was interesting. Any other questions on these concepts? Okay, seems that's good. Let's move on. We've taken quite a bit of time. I just want to point out, and this is something maybe you can do this on your own later. These are some of the concepts that we have done before that you can find in this ayah as well. So it's not just that we've covered 5 concepts. There's also other concepts in this ayah that we've already covered. Like, for example, istifham, and we talked about it. Ayu as being istifham. Harf mushabbaha bil fa'al, harf nasab. Inna, we talked about it. So this is our mubtada, inna, and it's ism. The na, nahnu, innana, right? And then the 2 noons were merged. So now you have inna. Jar majroor is very common and it's going to appear everywhere. Ala al-ardi, laha. So this is even lina bluwahum. This whole is a giant jar majroor. Lam li an nabluwahum. So it's a giant jar majroor. This is something that is going to recur a lot because jar majroor is a very common concept in Arabic and it can be anything. It can be anything. Isim mawsool, we already covered that. Ma is the isim mawsul, and of course the sila here is kind of hidden. Ma huwa ala al-ard, and we said the aid. We talked about the aid of isim mawsul. It's either gonna be attached, it's going to be implied, it's going to be mahdhuf, like in this case, or so on and so forth, right? So that's what's happening there. And then attached pronouns, laha, جعلنا, inna, ayyuhum, linabluwahum. Again, very, very common concept that's going to reappear so frequently. So these are some of the concepts that are going to be there. Yes, Saida Fahima.
So لنبلوهم, how can we say the jar majroor? Because the light help.
Yes. So it's actually supposed to be li an nabluwahum. Li an
Okay.
nabluwahum. So lam harf jar,
Okay.
an is ism majroor, and then an nabluwahum masdar muawwal. Remember we talked about that? So maybe I can write
Yeah.
that. Yeah. So this is actually made of 3 parts. Li an nabluwahum. Or even 4 parts if you want to break down the hum. Yeah. Yes, Saida Fahima?
The same how you said ism mawsul here it is it's ma huwa, it's huwa is hidden silatul mawsul. So huwa is basically it's a aid.
Yes. Huwa is the aid.
So only aid can be silatul mawsul, just an aid?
No.
So how
No,
what
the
is the
aid,
ism? Yeah.
the aid is just a pronoun that goes back to the isim mawsul. So aid is a pronoun that goes back. Okay, so here's the thing. You have, let me write. So you have isim mawsul. Right? Isim mawsul. And then you have silatul mawsul. Right?
Yeah.
So what is the thing that is connecting these two? Because they're very separate concepts. They're so distinct. They're different. So what is that thing that connects the two things? It's going to be the aid. And what is this aid? We are saying it's just a pronoun. It's just a pronoun that goes back. And this pronoun has to match. Okay? This pronoun has to match the silatul mawsul with the isim mawsul. It's the thing that is bringing these two things together. Otherwise, there's no connection. But the a'id is the thing that is connecting these two things together, right? So it could be independent pronoun, like in this case, ma huwa, independent pronoun. It could be attached pronoun. For example, ma akaltuhu, what I ate it. So the it is going back to the ma. What I ate it, the thing that which I ate. That is the weird translation of it, right? So it could be attached pronoun, and it goes back to the ism mawsul ma akaltuhu, or it could be implied, ma akaltu. It's implied.
Like I remember Ustaz said we can translate it or we cannot translate also.
Yes.
It, the it part.
Yeah, of course you don't translate it because in English it sounds weird. Ma akaltuhu, the thing I ate, it. It sounds weird. We don't speak like that. But in Arabic, that's the a'id.
So basically, the silatul mawsul could be mahzoof, right? And because
Yes.
the silatul mawsul is mahzoof, so the ayat part would also be mahzoof.
Yes.
It could be the reason. Just
Yes.
because it is mahzoof, the ayat will also be mahzoof.
If the silatul mawsul is a pronoun.
If silatul mawsul is a pronoun, okay.
Yeah. And which means that the silatul mawsul is followed by a jar majroor. Just like in jumla ismiya, sometimes we omit the khabar, or we omit because we understand, we don't have to mention it. That's a similar concept.
Is there any way, Sister Ilham, that how would we know that it's just the normal understanding that silatul mawsul is mahzoof? How would you know silatul mawsul? How did you come to know that the silatul mawsul is mahzoof here?
So I have to ask myself, okay, so ma is isim mawsul. What do I expect with an isim mawsul? I expect a silatul mawsul. But then I look what comes next. Harf jar. Harf jar is going to be muta'alliq, or is going to be sifa, or is going to be hal, or is going to be something else. But it's not going to be silatul mawsul.
Oh, okay.
Right? So that means the silatul mawsul is mahdhuf. And this jar majroor is muta'alliq to that silatul mawsul that is mahdhuf. Just like we have a khabar, a muta'alliq bil khabar mahdhuf. Here we have jar majroor muta'alliq bi silatil mahdhuf.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Thank
you. Okay. So let's move on. I have quite a number of examples today for you guys here because I want to drill this concept so you can understand this concept. So let's go ahead. Inshallah, I am going to give you guys. Okay, before I do that, I know some of you want the translations. So جعلت الطين. Okay, let me see if I can be able to do this. But then I'll have to stop the. Next time, maybe I'll take this and try and put it in the same slide, maybe on the right here, so that you can have it back to back. But yeah, inshallah, I'll try and do that next time. So جعلت الطين خزفا. I transformed the clay into a piece of pottery, ceramic. خزفا, ceramic or pottery, right? So I transformed the clay into pottery. وجعلنا الشمس سراجا. And we made the sun into a lamp, or we made the sun a lamp, right? We made the sun a lamp. And again, notice how I'm translating this too. So I said, I transformed the tin into clay. That should give you some ideas of what I'm talking about. And here I am saying, and we made the sun a lamp. That should tell you what I'm talking about. Is it going to be two maf'ul bihis, or is it going to be maf'ul bihi and a hal? Give you a clue there. سافرت طلبا للعلم. I traveled out of seeking knowledge. I traveled out of seeking knowledge. طلب العلم. So it can either be طلبا للعلم, or I can say طلب العلم. Seeking knowledge. Out of seeking knowledge. خرجت ابتغاء الرزق. I went out seeking rizq. Seeking provision. I went out of seeking, you can say, out of seeking provision, or for the purpose of seeking provision, because of seeking provision. أنا أكثر منك صبرا. I am more in you in terms of صبر. In English, we would just say, I am more patient than you. Simple English, I am more patient than you. But in Arabic, we're going to say, أنا أكثر منك صبرا. Right? اجتهد الطالب لينال مرتبة أعلى علما. This one is the tricky one because it combines almost everything. So the student worked hard. Why? Again, okay, this is لام التعليل. I've already given you one. لينال, so that he can get, or so that he can gain, مرتبة أعلى, a high rank or a high degree or high position. In terms of what? In terms of knowledge. Okay, lots of parts going on here. I'm going to give you 6 minutes. You might not be able to finish everything, but this is something you can come back to and try and figure out what is happening in this. Okay, so 6 minutes. Try and figure out as much as possible, inshallah. Okay, and then we will discuss. All right. I don't know how you guys did. But I hope you managed to identify some of the concepts that we've talked about today, inshallah. So because of time, I'm just gonna go ahead and describe some of the concepts that we have talked about today. And then later on, if you want to go back to this page and actually just figure out on your own, because again, these concepts, if you don't practice them, you will lose them. And given that some of it is maybe new, especially maybe the meanings of ja'ala and maf'ul lahu, maf'ul li'ajlihi, because we didn't really cover it in details in bayna. So just try and practice this as much as possible. Remember the 5 conditions for مفعول لأجله, and that should be enough for you. Okay, so جعلت الطين خزفا. Here I have to ask myself, what is the meaning of جعل in this? When I say I transform this into this, that's the meaning that I'm going with, and therefore الطين would be مفعول به number 1, خزفا would be مفعول به number 2. Okay, so I hope you were able to identify that. The second one, وجعلنا الشمس سراجا. We made the sun. And again here, making, the meaning of creation and making. So that's the meaning of ja'ala here. So ash-shamsa would be maf'ul bihi. Sirajan would be hal. How did we make the sun? A lamp, right? So that would be how we're looking at it. Or you can also look at it as we transformed the sun into a lamp. That's also another possibility, where you can say that sirajan here is actually maf'ul bihi thani. Depending on, again, you can see that there's possibilities. Both can apply. سافرت طلبا للعلم. So again, طلبا here is the مفعول لأجله. This is what we are focusing on. And you have to ask yourself, does it fulfill the 5 conditions? Is it a masdar? Yes. طلب يطلب طلب. طلبا is a masdar. Is it قلبيا? Seeking. Seeking is a kind of, فعل of the mind, verb of the mind, or قلبيا, or sort of thing. And then, is it different from safara? Yes, it's different from safara. Are you the same doer? You are the one seeking and you are the one who's traveling? Yes. So the same doer that is doing both, and so on and so forth. So you can see that it fulfills the conditions of مفعول لأجله. So I'm going to say this is مفعول لأجله. And of course, للعلم, this is جار مجرور. Just, it goes back to طلبا. جار مجرور متعلق بطلبا. Or if I say طلب العلم, then طلب would be مفعول له, مفعول لأجله, because it fulfills again those 5 conditions. And then العلم is مضاف إليه. So here it comes as a مضاف إليه. Here it comes with a jar مجرور. Both cases, طلب would be مفعول لأجله in this case, right? خرجت ابتغاء الرزق. Again, the idea of مفعول لأجله. So ابتغاء الرزق. I went out. For what purpose? Out of the purpose of seeking provision, right? So this answers the question why again. So you can see this is مفعول لأجله, and here again it comes as a مضاف and مضاف إليه, right? أنا أكثر منك صبرا. So here we are looking at تمييز and اسم تفضيل. أكثر is اسم تفضيل, and صبرا would be in terms of what? You are more in terms of what? In terms of sabr, in terms of patience, right? Now this one is the longer one. So اجتهد الطالب لينال. لي لام التعليل. We assume there's an an there. لأن ينال. So لينال, this is لام التعليل, and this is جار مجرور that goes back to اجتهد. لينال is a فعل. لينال ماذا? مفعول به مرتبة. So this is the مفعول به of لينال. And then مرتبة أعلى, موصوف صفة, but أعلى is اسم تفضيل. And because it's اسم تفضيل, when I say to gain a higher degree, but in terms of what? Like to gain a higher status, to gain a higher state. In terms of what? In terms of knowledge. علما would be تمييز there. Okay? Clear? I know this was a lot and we're running out of time. In any case, if you have questions, you can always ask me in the group or whenever. So those are just translations. I'm gonna let's see. Oh, there's a lot of fi'ls here. So جعل I'm just gonna quickly do the sarf And if you want to do this again, you can go back to the video and do this with me. So جعل يجعل جعل فهو جعلا فهو جاعل جعل يجعل جعلا فهو مجعول. So that's جعل. And then we have سافر يسافر. This is جاهد family. سافر يسافر. سفارة ومسافرة. مسافرة is the more commonly used one. مسافرة فهو مسافر. مسافر. Okay. And of course this one is لازم. خرج يخرج. خروج فهو خارج. So here the masdar is خروج. Remember, it's not خرج. خروج is the masdar. فهو خارج. And again, this one is لازم, doesn't have the passive line. كثر, I don't really want to do كثر, to be honest. كثر يكثر, it's كرم family. كثر يكثر كثرا فهو كثير basically. صبر يصبر صبر or صبر يصبر also كرم family. اجتهد يجتهد اجتهاد, this is اقترب family number 8. So اجتهد يجتهد اجتهاد فهو مجتهد فهو مجتهد. Sorry. And of course it's لازم as well. Then we have نال.
What this means, you said طلب نصف قلبي. What does that mean, قلبي?
So we talked about that in a bit of detail. So one of the conditions is that it has to be of the mind, like a fi'l of the mind, not an actual
فعل
fi'l.
of the mind. Yeah,
Right?
قلبي. Yeah.
Yes. So like for example, to like fear, to love, these verbs that have to do with emotions and verbs that have to do with the mind, things that are happening in the mind, not physical action. Not, for example, like eating. That's a physical action. Not like sleeping. That's a physical action. Right?
Oh,
But
in
fearing.
Arabic they say قلبي. Yeah, okay.
Yes.
That
In
I
Arabic
know.
they will say
Yeah.
قلبي. Yeah.
Yeah.
أفعال قلبية. Right. لينال, we were talking about نال, so the صرف. نال ينال نيل نيلا فهو نائل, to gain something. Right? نيل ينال نيلا فهو منال. Right? علما, I think this one علم يعلم علما فهو عالم. Right? على يعلو, we're not going to do that one. Forget about it. Or you can just go to the dictionaries and check the على يعلو, like بلا يبلو actually. So probably I should do it. I should just do it because of بلا يبلو. So على يعلو علوا, or yeah, علوا فهو عال. فهو عال, to be high, to be elevated. على يعلو. Right? That's what it means. And of course, أعلى is the اسم تفضيل, which means the higher or higher. Okay, let's come to the sarfify the verb here. Okay, I'm just gonna start the poll, and you guys can try your best. Do your best. So بلا يبلو بلوا فهو بال. Okay, so you should be able to see the poll right now. Again, just do your best. 3 minutes so we can finish this exercise. We are way over time. For those of you who need to go sleep, please go sleep. Don't feel obliged to hang around. If you need to leave, you can leave, no problem. Oh, sorry. The first line is not guide. I forgot to change this. It's supposed to be test. That's a mistake there. So just understand that. I know this one is a hard one, to be honest, even for me. I struggle with this one. So don't worry yourself if you are struggling with this or you don't know what. So just pick whatever you need to pick. Yeah, because this one is naqas and it can be quite confusing, right? So wait. I think number one has a mistake. I'm sorry, guys. Yeah. So we'll figure that out. Anyway, I'm gonna end the poll right now. If you didn't get a chance to do it, that's fine, no problem. Let's just see what we can view results from browser here. Okay. This one there was a mistake. The Beluga is we tested you. This one I forgot to change this part. It was supposed to be we tested you. So نحن نبلوك, which would be the correct answer. So it's not you Mel guide her. It's actually we test you. So نحن نبلوك. I'm sorry for that. There was no correct answer here. So give
Yeah,
yourself a
that's
point.
why I was struggling too much.
I know. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I messed up. I forgot to change yeah, this one was a mistake. Anyway, never mind about this one. So نحن نبلوك, we test you. أبلوك, I test you. نبلوكم, we test you. تبلون, you test us. Right? Yeah. So
Ustazah, can you pop our quiz result?
you
Like,
cannot see them?
yeah, not yet.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Yes.
Thank you.
Now you should be able to see them. I thought I didn't. I didn't. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, that was my mistake on my part. You get 1 point for that. Sorry for messing that up. Anyway, you tested me. You female tested me. So بلوتني. No, بلوتني. Yeah, بلوتني is the correct answer. I was wondering. Okay. Yeah. So أنتِ بلوتي. أنتِ بلوتي. Right? أنت بلوت. So that's where probably the confusion between these two. So anti balawtini, but I think most of you got it correct. So balawtini, you female tested me. Balawtani, you male tested me. Okay. Balani, this is two, dual. Balawtuk, I tested you. Right? Okay. And then I test them, masculine. Yeah, abluhum. I think this one, all of you got it correct. Yeah, this one was easy. Because أنا أبلوهم. Yeah, so only my mistake, number one, but I think all of you guys would have done well on number one as well. Okay, let's go back because of time. We don't have much time really. So I'm gonna end the quiz. And again, with sarf, don't really trouble yourself too much if you're not getting it, because sarf just requires a lot of practice. So don't beat yourself up on that. I am struggling, right? And I have been teaching sarf and I have been doing sarf. Yeah, number one, it's better not to do it because it was wrong. Good. Yeah, okay. So let's spin the wheel. We're gonna do this exercise really quickly, hopefully. Let's see here. Okay, I'm gonna spin the wheel, whatever it lands on. You guys are gonna just try and give me one word at least. Try and give me مفعول له. Oh, it's a tough one. Probably you just learned this today and the spin the wheel decided we are going to do مفعول له. I don't know if you guys are you guys up for this? Do you think you can? So just think of an emotion. Like just think of the sentence in English. Think of I did something out of what? Out of fear, out of love, out of happiness,
خوفا.
out of joy. Yeah? Yeah, go ahead. خوفا, خشية, رعبا. I'm giving you clues. احتراما, out of respect. حبا, out of love. What else can we think of? or maybe the idea of seeking something. So seeking, ابتغاء, that idea. Okay, so those are some of the مفعول له. Okay, I don't know if you guys want to participate in this, or would you need more time to go and sit with yourself and ask yourself more about مفعول له? Well, let's see. Somebody's typing in the chat. So some examples here. She is better than you in terms of education. Okay, so this would be in terms of education, this will be تمييز. This better than you in terms of education, this is تمييز. We're talking about مفعول له, like why did you do something? Out of love. Why did you beat her? Out of mercy. Why did you visit us? Out of respect. Why did you teach me? Out of care. This is what we're talking about مفعول له. Why did you do
Like
something?
in
Out of this.
ولا تقتلوا أولادكم خشية.
Exactly. خشية إملاق أو خشية. Right? So for fear of إملاق أو خشية من الإملاق. So both appear in the Quran. You have one خشية إملاق, just like we did طلب العلم. So it comes as a مضاف مضاف إليه. خشية إملاق. Right? So that appears in the Quran. Yes. Do not kill your children fearing or out of fear of إملاق. Right? Yeah, so that's the concept of مفعول له, right? I know a lot of us are stuck at تمييز because تمييز was such a big topic. Yes, go ahead.
صليت فرحا.
Out of joy, exactly. صليت فرحا. I prayed out of joy. Or صليت طاعة لله. I prayed out of obedience to Allah. Exactly. So that's kind of like what we're talking about here. Is a concept of مفعول له actually clear? It doesn't happen a lot in the Quran, but when it happens, you should be able to understand it or identify it. Yes, like the ayah that somebody mentioned, خشية أو خشية إملاق, is a very common example of مفعول له. Okay. All right, I'm gonna give
I
you.
don't know, can you be
Go
the
ahead.
correct Arabic or not? Like sharabtu atushan or something, right? I drink out of thirsty.
Out of thirst. Yeah.
Out
Yeah.
of thirst.
I'm just not sure about thirst being qalbiyan, because it feels like more probably I don't know.
Sounds like
That's
a
something
physical
I
thing,
need to.
not a heart thing, emotion thing.
Yeah, it feels more like a physical thing, like a need-based type of thing, but I'm not so sure. Oh, you can say احتراما. I drank. Maybe you were invited to somebody's house. شربت احتراما له. I drank out of respect for him. Maybe they gave you a drink that you don't. For example, I don't drink sodas and fizzy drinks. So if I go to somebody and they give me fizzy drink, I'm gonna drink احتراما له, out of respect for him.
Okay.
Yeah.
I cooked out of love. So what would be cooked?
Yes, cooked. جهزت الطعام, because like the طبخت is not really. I mean, you can use it. طبخ يطبخ, to cook. طبخت حبا له or حبا لهم or حبا لعائلتي, out of love for my family. Right? Yes. So that's what we're talking about. That's مفعول له. That's, yeah. I hope that's clear. But again, don't worry so much. These things, the more you encounter them, the more it becomes easier to identify. And so just make sure you keep practicing. I ate a lot because of stress. Okay. Yeah, that could work, right? Yeah. أكلت ضغطا, you would say probably out of stress. Yeah, that works. Okay, good. So who am I? Okay, this should be very, very easy. I am usually mansoob. I clarify quantities, measurements, and comparisons. We talked about that.
Very nice.
Yeah, this is Very, very
تمييز.
easy. Exactly. So this is Tamiz. Numbers 11 plus 1. Sorry, numbers 11 and above. Yeah. Tamiz. Yes. So this one, I don't think you would forget what Tamiz is from now. So something that comes after an ambiguous word, it is mansub, it is singular, it is common, it clarifies and specifies measurements, quantities, and so on and so forth. Tamiz. Okay. So this is again going to be part of your homework as usual. Just reflect on the ayah. And you can ask some of these questions or even other questions. You can even use Ask AI to help you ask more questions about this ayah, and you can try to answer them, right? The whole point of tadabbur is to answer questions about the ayah, right? So this is, I'm going to post it inshallah in the group for your own tadabbur. And of course, finally, practice bala yablu. The homework is more or less the same every time, but the verb keeps on changing. So this one, you want to practice with it. And of course, next week, we're going to talk about fa al-sababiyya. That's going to be an interesting talk, okay, inshallah. And that brings us to the end. I'm sorry that we took a little bit longer than normally, but we're going to stop here, inshallah. Again, I'm going to hang back if you guys want to just chat and talk about whatever, inshallah. So I'm going to stop there, this recording. Let me end the recording. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.